The night of their silver wedding anniversary, Evelyn Harper expected laughter, champagne, and the renewal of vows. Instead, her husband, Victor Harper, handed her an envelope. In front of 100 guests, he said calmly, "25 years is long enough. I want someone younger now." A frozen silence fell over the banquet hall. His mother, Beatrice Harper, smiled from her table like she had been waiting for this moment, and Evelyn rose slowly, took the microphone, and said something that would change everything. But to understand what she said, we need to go back 3 weeks before that night. 3 weeks earlier. At 3 a.m., Evelyn woke to the murmur of Victor's voice through the door of their bedroom in Boston's Beacon Hill. "We'll handle this carefully," he was whispering. "She won't suspect a thing." "Of course not, darling," came Beatrice's voice from the other end of the call. Evelyn lay motionless, heart thudding. What were they scheming? When Victor returned to bed, he moved gently, pretending to sleep beside the woman he was already planning to discard. The morning after, he was overly affectionate at breakfast, calling her "my love," something he hadn't said in years. His cologne smelled expensive, new. "Let's pick a restaurant for our anniversary," he said brightly. "Something memorable." "Memorable," Evelyn repeated, eyeing him. In all their years, she'd been the one planning everything, while he simply criticized the details. When he left, his phone pinged with a reminder. "Call C at 11 a.m. She knew better than to ignore her instincts. "Who's C?" she asked casually that evening. Victor flinched before answering. "Clark. A client from Chicago." But Evelyn had lived beside him too long. His left eyebrow twitched. His tell whenever he lied. Later that week, Beatrice Harper arrived without notice, perfume heavy, eyes sharper than her smile. "Evelyn, dear, how are preparations coming along?" she asked, stepping inside as if she owned the place. "Victor wants to celebrate at a restaurant," Evelyn replied. "Good. Such events shouldn't be done at home. It's important to make an impression." Beatrice's eyes roamed the living room with silent judgment before she said, "You know, Victor's 53 now, and still no grandchildren. Have you thought about what happens to the property? Maybe draft a will for the next generation." Evelyn's stomach tightened. "We don't have children, Beatrice." "Well," Beatrice said with a wave, "for my nephews then. One never knows what tomorrow holds. By the way, where do you keep your property documents?" Evelyn smiled thinly. "In a safe." "Why do you ask?" "Oh, just curious." That night, Evelyn pieced it together. The midnight call, the strange warmth, the probing questions. Plan was in motion, and she was the target. She tried Victor's computer. His password had changed. First time ever. After several failed attempts, she tried reversing their wedding date. It worked. The browser history made her blood run cold. How to divorce when assets are shared. How to claim a house in a separation. Her phone buzzed. It was her friend Clara Matthews, sounding shaken. "Eve, I just saw Victor at a jewelry store with a young blonde. They were looking at engagement rings." Evelyn closed her eyes. "Thank you, Clara." That night Victor came home with roses. "For my one and only love," he said. She smiled back, concealing her fury. When Beatrice returned days later, she handed Evelyn a card. "This is a wonderful family attorney, just in case. Free consultation." The card read, "Elliot Hayes, Divorce and Property Law." The same lawyer Victor had been messaging. "Thank you," Evelyn said softly. "You always think ahead." But they had underestimated her. 2 weeks earlier, Evelyn had received a letter from Europe. Her late aunt's estate in Zurich. A lakeside apartment, a second property in Miami, and over $2.5 million in cash. No one knew. Victor thought he held the upper hand, but she was already quietly securing the inheritance under her name. Evelyn met with Mr. Preston, the lawyer who had handled their condo purchase 2 decades ago. "I need to know something," she said. "Who paid for our home when we bought it?" Mr. Preston checked his files. "Your parents. And the deed was in your name before your husband's was added later." Evelyn felt tears of quiet relief. "So legally, it's a premarital asset." "Precisely." Victor, meanwhile, was planning an extravagant anniversary gala at the Fairmont Hotel. 100 guests, live orchestra, $40,000 spent from their joint savings. "It'll be unforgettable," he said. "Oh," Evelyn replied. "It will," Beatrice gushed. "Everyone will see what a fine man my son is." "Yes," Evelyn murmured. "Everyone will." The ballroom glittered with silver lights. Evelyn wore an elegant navy gown and a calm smile. Across the room she spotted a young woman, blonde, poised and smug. Sienna Carter, Victor's new marketing assistant. The master of ceremony called for silence. Victor stood up, glass raised. "My friends," he began. "Tonight I celebrate not just 25 years of marriage, but clarity. Sometimes we make choices too young, and realize too late they were mistakes. I thank Evelyn for her years, but I must be honest. Our marriage is over. I want to live fully again." The crowd gasped. Beatrice beamed. And Sienna smiled like a woman who thought she'd won. Evelyn stood gracefully, taking the microphone from her husband's hand. Her voice was calm, controlled, almost gentle. "You're right, Victor. It's time for honesty. I've known about this plan for weeks. Your calls with your mother, your lawyer, and your mistress." The room froze. "And since you brought up assets, let me clarify something. Our condo was purchased with my parents' money before you were even added to the title. Legally, it's mine." Victor's face went pale. "Oh, and I should also mention," she continued, "that I recently inherited properties in Zurich and Miami, plus a few $1,000,000. So, when you talk about division, I'm afraid the only thing you'll get half of is your car." The audience erupted in whispers. "And since this party cost $40,000 from our shared account, consider it your farewell gift to me." Evelyn smiled at the stunned crowd. "To everyone here, I apologize for the spectacle, but I believe truth is worth more than reputation. Victor, you're free, just not in my home." She placed the microphone on the table and walked toward the exit as the ballroom descended into chaos. Sienna's voice rose behind her. "You promised me a condo. You said we'd be rich." Guests gasped as the young woman exposed every secret. The loans, the bribes, the stolen money. Even Beatrice's mansion had been mortgaged for legal fees. Phones came out. People recorded. Hashtags began forming in real time. By the end of the night, Victor's empire, professional, personal, financial, had collapsed. 6 months later, Victor lost his job after the video went viral. He was now driving a used car for a rideshare company, living with his mother in a small suburban flat. Beatrice never forgave him for losing everything. Sienna vanished, re-emerging months later on social media, married to a wealthy restaurant owner, hashtagging #new beginnings. And Evelyn? She moved to Miami, into the glass-walled apartment overlooking the ocean. She left her corporate job, using her inheritance to open a boutique publishing firm, Harper House Press, specializing in translated literature. When her friend Clara visited, she asked, "Do you feel avenged?" Evelyn smiled. "No, I was free. I didn't win, I just refused to lose." At night, she often stood on her balcony, coffee in hand, watching the city lights shimmer across the Atlantic. After 25 years, she finally belonged to herself. Don't forget to subscribe for next.